So today we're diving into some really cool uh, AI stuff. It's multi-agent frameworks.
Oh,
And these
yeah.
are getting a lot of attention lately. You even sent me an article about Bel Esprit.
Yeah.
It seems like it's causing quite a stir. Apparently, it's got a really interesting approach to building adaptive AI models.
That's right. Bel Esprit is definitely making waves. And the exciting thing is, it's not alone. It's part of this much bigger trend that we're seeing, this whole surge in multi-agent systems.
Hmm.
You've got things like AWS's multi-agent orchestrator, AgileCoder.
Okay.
There are more popping up all the time. It's like the AI world is realizing, hey, teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, for anyone who's just joining us, what exactly are we talking about here? What is a multi-agent system?
All right, so let's break it down. Instead of having one massive AI brain trying to handle absolutely everything,
Right.
imagine you've got a whole team of specialized AI agents. Each one has its own unique strengths, and they're all working together on a specific task.
I see. So like a team of experts.
Exactly, but with AI. And the thing is, the level of coordination and communication between these AI agents, it's unlike anything we've ever seen before.
So you mentioned Bel Esprit earlier,
Yes.
and that was particularly interesting to me because it's focused on building those adaptable AI pipelines.
Right.
It's like automating the whole process of training and deploying AI models.
Right.
But it's dynamic.
Exactly.
It adjusts to new data. It adjusts to new requirements.
That's the power of Bel Esprit.
That's pretty amazing. If you think about it, this adaptability is essential because real-world problems, they're hardly ever static.
Absolutely. It's all about constant change. And that's where a multi-agent system really shines. Let's say you've got a traffic management AI.
Okay.
With a multi-agent system, you could have one agent adapting to accidents, another one focusing on weather changes, maybe even one that's responding to big events like concerts, letting out that kind of dynamic optimization. It's just not something a single AI could handle effectively.
So it's not just about speed then.
No.
It's a whole different way of approaching problems.
Exactly.
But I'm curious, how do these agents actually work together? What's going on behind the scenes?
That's where things get really complex and incredibly fascinating. Take AgileCoder, for example.
Okay.
It uses multiple agents to generate really complex software code. One agent might be focused on understanding your requirements, another one's designing the structure of the code,
Yeah.
and then you've got another one that's debugging and optimizing everything.
So it's like a whole dev team
Yes.
packed into one AI system.
Exactly, a whole team.
Yeah.
But the real magic is how they talk to each other.
Yeah.
They use these special protocols, like message passing or shared memory. So they're constantly updating each other
Hmm.
and staying in sync.
Wow.
That constant back and forth, that's a huge technical hurdle, but it's also what makes them so much more effective than individual AIs working all on their own.
AgileCoder sounds incredible, but I can't help but wonder, isn't it incredibly difficult to coordinate all of these different agents? What happens if they disagree on the solution?
You've hit on one of the biggest challenges in this whole field. How do you ensure these agents aren't working against each other?
Right.
There are actually a bunch of different approaches. Some systems use a hierarchical structure where you have a leader agent
Yeah.
making the final decisions, while other systems rely on a more democratic voting system.
Interesting.
The key is finding the right balance between giving the individual agents autonomy and maintaining the coherence of the whole system.
Makes sense. So we've talked about Bel Esprit for creating those adaptive models
Yes.
and AgileCoder
Yeah.
for generating code.
Right.
What about AWS Multi-Agent Orchestrator? What kind of problems is that one designed to solve?
AWS's solution is all about managing really complex workflows, especially in those cloud environments.
Okay.
Imagine having to deploy and manage hundreds or even thousands of servers, each one with its own unique configuration and its own set of tasks. A multi-agent system can handle that beautifully.
I could see how that would be helpful.
You could have one agent that's monitoring the health of the system, another one that's optimizing resource allocation, and another one that's taking care of all those security protocols, all working together seamlessly.
So it's taking that multi-agent approach and applying it to the world of cloud computing.
Exactly.
This sounds like it could revolutionize how we manage these complex systems.
Absolutely. It's a game changer. And there's one more example that I think is really exciting.
Okay, what's that?
It's called ChatLLM,
ChatLLM.
and it uses multiple large language models, or LLMs, to tackle tasks like complex dialogue generation or collaborative writing.
Hold on, let's back up for a second. What exactly is an LLM?
An LLM, it's a special type of AI model.
Hmm.
It's trained on this massive amount of text data, And that allows it to really understand and generate human-like language.
Okay, so like those chatbots
Yes.
or those text summarization tools.
Exactly. So imagine ChatLLM is getting a bunch of these language experts
Yep.
to work together.
So what are the advantages of doing that?
Imagine having one LLM that's really good at creative writing, another one that excels at factual research, and yet another one that's a master of dialogue flow.
That's a lot of talent.
It is. And by coordinating them all through this multi-agent framework, ChatLLM can create these incredibly nuanced and engaging conversations. It's beyond what a single LLM could ever do.
That's pretty impressive. It really feels like with these multi-agent systems, we're tapping into a whole new level of potential for AI. I mean, if individual AI models are already this powerful, what happens when we start letting them collaborate? It's like assembling the Avengers of AI.
Oh, I like that.
But instead of battling Thanos, they're writing code, managing servers, maybe even composing the next hit novel.
That's a great analogy, and that's really the promise of these multi-agent frameworks. They're opening up the possibility of solving problems that were completely out of reach for individual AIs.
This has been a fantastic deep dive. So just to recap, multi-agent AI frameworks. It's like putting together a dream team of AI specialists. They offer greater adaptability, they can tackle these super complex problems by breaking them down, and ultimately, it's a glimpse into a future where AI can achieve so much more than we ever thought possible.
Exactly. And you know what? I'll leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
If AI can learn to work together effectively, what does that tell us about the power of teamwork and different perspectives in our own lives? Maybe AI can teach us a thing or two about collaboration.
That's something to think about for sure. Thanks for joining me today.
It was my pleasure.